So
For sure.
we'll see.
All right, how about the professionals?
So yeah, the 49ers played, this game against the Rams that they had today. It's the first divisional game of the year. It was kind of funky. There's a lot of injuries on both sides. So you got Christian McCaffrey injured, George Kittle injured, Deebo Samuel injured. You got Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk, who both they skipped training camp, so they're fucking out of shape.
Oh, really, I didn't know Trent Williams.
So they seem a little bit out of sorts too, right? And I mean, honestly, man, I just think that, and I was saying this last year, I felt like last year was their year. Everything's supposed to come together, and it did, right? But Kyle Shanahan, again, as a coach, just can't get out of his own fucking way in clutch moments, especially in Super Bowls as a play caller. It happens.
Wait, so you think the play calling fucked up this game?
No. I was talking about the Super Bowl.
So what happened? Well, I guess we're watching it, but like they were up 14 to what was it, 3 at halftime?
14-3. Yeah, they playing pretty good, honestly. Juwan Jennings having a fantastic game. He's basically the number one receiver today because again, no George Kittle, no Deebo Samuel. Brandon Ayuk's kind of like out of shape.
But even with that, I feel like they should have been worried because they were up 14-0 after they had the ball, scored. LA 3 and out, had the ball, scored. And then they didn't score again that half.
I stopped watching for a while and then I thought
you figured it'd be a blowout, yeah.
I came back and I was like, what the fuck? So then what ended up happening was that Matt Stafford is just really good, man.
He's just sick as hell.
He just had a lot of good savvy. I feel like his savvy and his wisdom came through and just a lot of really good plays where I felt like there's a lot of pressure. He had a lot of heat on him, and there were so many throws that he made that I know younger quarterbacks would have just completely buckled.
It's crazy watching him and then watching Purdy because they're so different. Purdy is so like robotic, whereas Stafford just like looks like he's that dude.
Well, he's seen every situation ever. So like whenever something would happen, there'd be a near sack, a play would get blown up.
Right.
He would know what to do and it would be so automatic. So it was it was pretty cool to see.
Well, there's that too, but I feel like his like how he maneuvers in the pocket, it feels more natural. It's just part, like he just knows what to do. Whereas like with Purdy, it feels like a learned thing. But it's like when you just fucking know, I don't know. Stafford just looks like
it's because you have experience.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So basically, Stafford won them the game?
Well, I feel like he was a big part of it. Yeah. The rally back. But no, I think the Niners all still, despite everything, they had it won. But they were the victim of 2 plays down the stretch by players they drafted, I think, last year. So at first you had a route to Ronnie Bell from Michigan, wide open on a potentially game-winning drive from the Niners, and he drops it. And that was like Ronnie Bell's second drop of the game. It's one of those things where like Ronnie Bell is not even in this game. That's Deebo Samuel typically, right? In any other scenario. But Ronnie Bell had to be in, and it sucks because again, I just feel like Ronnie Bell's got the yips. Like he just can't catch. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. He was solid at Michigan. He was solid his first year at the Niners, and just something fucking happened to him where he just sucks ass now and he can't catch dog shit. I think he should be cut from the team immediately because there's just no excuse for that type of play. Like you lost them the game, and who knows what's going to happen now after that.
Cut from the team. Didn't Saquon Barkley do that last week? The same exact thing. He lost the game because he dropped the ball.
Saquon Barkley. Right, he has other value that he consistently gives and delivers.
Ronnie Bell is not.
You take the good with the bad. Ronnie Bell, what he did today was he dropped 2 passes.
True.
Get the fuck off the team, bro.
I could have done that.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is
that?
So
basically, you're saying that the Rams' depth was in the end turns out to be better than the Niners' depth.
Well, I guess they're B players. Yeah, they're like B players. And again, Matthew Stafford. I think Brock Purdy.
Yeah, because the Rams aren't paying fucking George Kittle, Deebo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk. They're not fucking Christian McCaffrey.
Like, I mean, they got a lot of it. Yeah, you're right. They got some dead cap space. But yeah, the Niners, again, it's one of those things where like look
at that.
That's why I always say that last year was the year, because what happened this year, right? You win the Super Bowl, everyone's happy. Everyone's down to come back. You lose a Super Bowl because Christian McCaffrey fumbles in the opening drives, which in my opinion will always be the main reason why the Niners lost the Super Bowl, was because Christian McCaffrey can't fucking hold on to the goddamn football.
I don't know. Kyle Shanahan's just shown he can have a bigger lead and still lose, so it's possible they still lose.
Yeah, well, you're definitely going to lose if you fumble the opening drive.
Yeah, it doesn't help. Doesn't help,
And
for
that's
sure.
what happened. That actually happened 3 times last year with the Niners, where Christian McCaffrey fumbled an opening fumble, or he recovered.
Opening
He
drive.
fumbled the ball in the opening drive, and the Niners lost every one of those
Really?
games.
Oh my god! Just don't hand it off to him on the opening drive.
Yeah,
That's
right. Give it Jordan Mason or something. But whatever. That's from the point. The point is, you lose the Super Bowl, people start getting greedy. People start thinking about what's in it for me. People start holding out of training camp, right?
Mhm.
They want to negotiate, but one of their negotiation chips is to not be at training camp. So
Yeah.
then what happens? They're not in shape, more likely to get injured. They're more likely to be out of sync, slow starts. You have a team that has different players coming, like a revolving door of players in the beginning of the season. You don't tell people that Christian McCaffrey is going to be on IR. So now you have a PR fiasco come up where it's like you're hiding an injury from one of your players, right? You get George Kittle, who's mysteriously injured now. It's like, what did Kyle Shanahan just fucking get all of his boys like paid and then just said like,
Chill.
now you guys like he probably knew they were injured, but he just got them paid. You know what I mean? Like, is there like something going on there?
I see.
Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I know that like now people are just more in it for themselves. We're seeing the dysfunction. We're seeing the lack of like, it just doesn't seem like this year, like there's like a flow, like there's gel going on.
For sure. I mean, if they're legitimately injured, okay, but like to have 3 guys out a week 3 into the season, that kind of implies that people are like kind of down to accept it. Like, I'm not saying you got to play through injuries, but like I'm sure Deebo Samuel in the past has played through whatever he's going through right now.
Well, and I think a big part of it too that's probably overlooked is that like these guys have had long seasons.
Yeah.
For 5 years now.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. And I feel like this year, I'm willing to be wrong, but I feel like the Niners window's definitely closed. I think last year was the year. Again, they had everything they needed. They had everything they needed. They just needed to beat the Chiefs.
Okay, as someone who's like, because you're passionate about the Niners, I want them to win too, but I'm like new to it, so I'm not as like emotionally charged about it. From an outsider's perspective, sort of, I think they'll probably still make the playoffs and they'll have a shot to win a wild card game, and then from there, anything can happen.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So it's just not as sure of a thing as in the past.
I just think their cracks are starting to show. I think Brock Purdy's physical limitations are starting to show. Like, granted, Brock Purdy is a fucking straight dog. He had a great game, honestly.
Like his throwing ability. Like
he played a
can't throw
fantastic
deep,
game.
or what?
Well, there's 2 things. One, since he's short, he gets a lot of passes batted down.
Yep.
A lot.
Yep, I've noticed that.
A lot. Where people are wide open, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 2, and more importantly, since he seems to have like small hands or like a weak grip. But he fumbled 2 times in this game.
Really?
He gave, there's 2 Brock Purdy fumbles.
And you just picked, what happened to you? He picked it up or happened to fall on
he
it?
was, just like the lightest touch sort of got the ball like knocked loose or something like that. And the ball sometimes just slips out of his hands. It happened last week. Where,
I relate. I kind of have like,
for
for my height, I have kind of small hands, so it's kind of hard for me to hold football. So I'm sure he's going through the same issue. He's like, oh.
Yeah, so it sucks, man, because it's one of those things where it's like you're a good football player, dude, but there's some just limitations. I don't know. Maybe Christian McCaffrey has small hands too because he likes to fumble so much. I mean, it just sucks, man. Where like my main criticisms of him are just coming to fruition.
Oh, look at that catch though, bro! Jennings still fucking.
Jennings had a great game. And it just sucks to see it go to waste. The upside though is that honestly, considering how many players are missing, I think they looked pretty good. Yeah,
I mean, when they're up 14-0, shit was sweet, Like,
I think there's just some bad turnovers. I think Ronnie Bell needs to never play football in his life ever again. I'm serious. Like we're gonna see this, dude. We're gonna see this fucking highlight come up. Look at Brock Purdy. Look at my boy right here. This is that's what you want. I'm telling you.
Oh my god.
Brock Purdy has everything.
That was awesome.
Besides height and big hands, and it turns out that's a.
Wait, can he throw deep? Like, I don't remember. Like, is he?
Yeah, bro.
So
look at that. Here he is again, dude.
So when you say physical limitations, you're just talking about like literally his hands and like his height,
like things he cannot change.
Gotcha. Like his size, basically, in different ways.
Yeah, Jordan Mason. I think.
Did they fumble right here?
I think so. Yeah, Jordan Mason runs really hard, but I feel like there's some times where he could be a little bit more patient with the holes developing. But who knows, man? I don't know. I don't watch this shit that close, but sometimes it just looks like he's too eager to hit.
It looks like he's jumping it before it's actually been cleared up. Yeah.
He used to watch some Le'Veon Bell, learn how to set that up.
Which one's Bell?
Le'Veon Bell played for the Steelers.
No, I'm talking. What number is Bell on the 49ers?
Ronnie Bell's number 10.
I'm gonna watch him from this other guy, but Do you hate him more because he went to Michigan?
Yeah.
Probably doesn't help, right?
I always thought he was like suspect. 'Cause I just don't think they have good skill players.
Yeah,
there.
of course. I mean, you saw that with the game yesterday.
They have good like offensive linemen and like Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, they do. Some of those formations, you're talking about the formations Nebraska was in. Some of those formations Michigan was in.
Yeah.
It was just like 9 dudes on the line.
Nice.
It's fucking wild,
Hell
bro.
yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to like Michigan. I just think their fans and alums.
Oh, yeah,
and
they're hella
anyone
annoying.
associated with the University of Michigan. I find them just be very obnoxious.
Fuck Michigan. They try to claim the 97 national championship. So
Yeah, bro. Nobody. That's not true. It's not real.
Yeah, no one thinks you're better than the Nebraska team.
Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks the 1997 national champions were Nebraska besides Nebraska fans. Like I don't think anybody else thinks that.
Oh, really?
I don't think anyone.
Oh,
thinks
everyone
that.
thinks Michigan, is it?
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I meant flip flop. I don't think anyone thinks it's Michigan.
Oh,
Everyone
okay,
thinks it's Nebraska.
I was like, oh damn, maybe I've been brainwashed.
No. Everyone thinks it's Nebraska.
Yeah. Because I think they were the coaches poll too, and we were the.
So is
AP
Michigan
poll.
good? Like I don't know. Like what
This
are
year?
They? Yeah.
I think they're gonna win a lot of games. That formula will work in the Big Ten,
Word.
and it worked against USC. So
I mean, they're not as big up front.
but they clearly have a good defense.
They're bigger.
They clearly have a good defense.
Yeah.
In some form or another.
I just
right? It's definitely not
I'll
bad.
see. I feel like USC.
Great starting point. What the fuck is he doing?
You
here?
don't want to ever say there's like a good loss, but like
Yeah,
they
for
hung
sure.
in there.
They hung in there.
But they blew it on that last drive.
They did
man.
blow it. They blew it on that fucking pick six.
My friend had a really good.
Oh my God,
Jake Moody misses right
Oh
here.
my
Jake
God.
Moody. I fucking knew it. Dude.
Oh my
This guy
God.
is a fucking waste. I think it's time to cut the cable, bro. Like I think any other kicker right now is probably better than Jake
Matthew
Moody.
Stafford's just Stafford. Yep.
Yeah,
Damn.
Matthew Stafford just fucking knew exactly. what
Holy
to do.
shit, dude! What a ball he just threw.
What a beautiful ball. Brock Purdy can never throw a pass like
Yeah, that's
that.
what
in
I'm
his
saying,
life.
man. Like that's what you're saying, I think too. Yeah, man.
It was just, you just saw a difference, right? You saw a
Yeah.
difference between someone who's been there, done that, and I feel like one of the things with NFL that I'm starting to like, a theory that I'm starting to cultivate is that like you do have those people who like are able to play beyond their physical gifts, so to speak, right? Like they don't have all the measurables, but like they've been able to like brute force their way to being super good. They're not as gifted, right?
Yeah.
They're workhorses. Those people typically have success. They will have, there's occasional success. There's occasionally the ones who have success for a long time. It's very much not the norm. Like if you look over, like there's like you see with like Russell Wilson, right? Where it's just like, oh, you're just kind of like a short quarterback. Like you're really good in a very particular circumstance. They have to be in a very particular circumstance.
Yeah, like Russell Wilson.
Matthew Stafford, you can see it. It's like I was like amazed. I was like, this guy has the knowledge and the wisdom at this point of his career, and he can make all the throws. He can make all the throws.
Dude, how do you let
He's
him
a
return
fucking physical marvel.
How do you let him return a punt there?
They return a punt?
That was wild. Well, no, like so it was 40 seconds left in the game, and 49ers are punting it to go to OT. And
Oh, I remember
he
that.
runs it to like the 40.
Also,
he
he
just
lost in
lost the game on
regulation?
that. Wait, what?
I didn't know that.
And basically, like watch this. So then they punt it here, and ideally it's going to be down the 20, and there's fucking 50 seconds left. Go to OT, right? But then this fool, like, dude, what is that coverage?
That's terrible.
What is that coverage?
Terrible. That's a block in the back. That's terrible.
Oh, okay. Well, block back doesn't
That's
help.
a
but still.
bitch-made play. Oh my god, they just made it so easy.
And I'm pretty sure there's a huge pass interference here coming up too. I like read the plays.
Dude, Matt Stafford was fishing for those. He was like, that's what I'm saying,
yeah.
bro. This fool just knew everything. It was really interesting to see that. I was like, wow, there's really is a difference.
Yeah.
You know?
But
Like,
you know,
Matt
maybe he'll develop into that. I don't know.
No, but you can't.
Oh, you can't.
You can't
Oh,
be
you're talking about
6'5"
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
and have the arm of a fucking god.
Yeah.
You can't, bro.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess
It's
you
like,
need. I guess you need the tools to be doing what he's
Brock
doing.
Purdy is,
he-
and I
he
love
doesn't
Brock
have them.
Purdy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like I don't like him,
But you
but I'm
don't-
just saying like
Yeah.
you have maximized your talent, and there are things that you cannot change ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, unless you're like, and that's the reason why I think people love Drew Brees so much, because he's that. Drew Brees is pretty small,
Yeah.
and he's just
This is not a
that-
bad attempt.
Oh,
If that was a better toss, they could have won there. Look at this. Hold on. If he passes to Jennings to accept like in stride,
Yep, that's all he
That's
needed.
that's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's
Oh
all I
my
needed.
God. What the fuck, you fucking lineman? Don't know. Well, anyways, they shouldn't have been in that position anyways. So whatever. And then Ayuk gets in a fucking shouting match because now he's a rich asshole.
So yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, damn, Matthew Stafford really is like
He's so cool,
he's a
man.
generational talent. I think he's the youngest. He was like the youngest of the older guard of quarterbacks, and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's our guy. He's our generation's guy. He's like our guy. He's such a bro. It's cool to see him play, but I feel like the Niners, man, like I think the wheels are starting to fall off, dude. We've had just long seasons.
1-2, not good.
Long seasons, just like big disappointments. The mileage starting to build up. They're already some of them are already injury prone. Debo's already injured prone. CMC's already injured prone. Now you're going to ask them to play more games.
Yeah.
Maybe this is all some sort of like fucking third eye ploy to just preserve them.
Maybe.
And just make a late season push.
Maybe.
But it's not looking good so far.
Wouldn't you want to secure the record?
You'd have to beat the Rams.
Wouldn't you want to get the wins early and then rest before the playoffs?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
But
I think they're just injured. I think they're
probably just injured.
I think they're injured. And
it's just you trying to like figure out like what the fuck. Like trying to explain it away.
The upside is the D line looked amazing. I think any other quarterback besides maybe a handful like Mahomes, Matt Stafford,
dude.
like the veterans, any other quarterback under that pressure today against the Niners would have fucking thrown 4 picks and been sacked like 8 times.
Hey, I want to.
They were relentless. They look good.
Yeah.
They were relentless, but it's just you're dealing with the fucking generational player.
Who do they play next
Jake
week?
Moody misses and Ronnie Bell can't catch, and that's it.
Who do they play next week?
Huh?
The Niners.
I don't know.
Hey, but something I just thought of that we were just watching a Carolina Panthers highlight, and it was Andy Dalton at quarterback.
How did you do?
Can we talk about Bryce Young real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Bryce Young.
So he was obviously benched after week 2.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the 2022 college football. What? Trash.
Ronnie Bell is still trash.
I remember we were watching the 2022. We watched a lot of 2022 college football games together.
Yeah.
And I remember like everyone was like talking about Bryce Young going to the NFL, and